Hello and welcome back to Simple Essentials. My name is Emmy and today we're going to talk meal planning. Out of all my simplicity hacks, this is a really important one. And meal planning, I probably don't need to tell you all the benefits of it, but firstly, it saves you money because you go grocery shopping once, maximum twice a week, because you know what you're eating already. So you've got all the ingredients and you can do all your shopping in one go. It also is way healthier because for most of us, when we don't bring our lunch or don't bring food with us out to go places, what we'll tend to do is buy takeaway and different options. And depending where you are, it might either be really expensive, but it might also be quite unhealthy. So being able to bring healthy food with you, for me at least, is a really big privilege. It also pushes you out of your comfort zone a little bit. If you're anything like me, I don't love cooking. I'm not a very good cook, but what I do kind of from week to week is that I task myself to look up exciting recipes and try new things. And one of my absolute favorite channels here on YouTube is Sweet Peas and Saffron. I'll link her below. I think Denise has some great tips and tricks. Denise doesn't know me at all, but I love her channel and I love the inspiration that she's given me to kind of improve on my cooking, because I'm by no means a gourmet cook or anything like that. But meal planning also helps you finally with time, because as you go through the week and you're trying to come up with breakfasts and lunches and dinners, I think that whole question of, what's for dinner, or in our case, my partner and I, if we both come home, we've had a big day, nobody particularly feels like cooking. So just having a plan and dividing up who's cooking on what night really, really helps us at least to be a lot happier and have a bit more structure in our life and save us time. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into and show you exactly how I do, or we do, but I'll show you just me in this video, how I meal plan every week and how we just structure that to make it work for us. So this is basically all you need to get started with your meal planning: pen, paper, and a phone. Typically when we do this, my partner and I will have, one of us will be writing up the list and the other person will be having the shopping list ready on the phone. So we have a shared shopping list, and I really recommend this to stay organized because then it doesn't really matter who goes to the store. You'll see here that I'm only writing down 2 separate columns, and that's because we only meal plan for lunch and dinner, because for breakfast quite often we actually skip breakfast because we do intermittent fasting, and if you haven't heard much about it, I will share that in the blog post attached. So this is the template for lunch and dinner meal planning. We normally just meal plan for 7 days, but obviously you can do longer than that if you prefer to shop less frequently. At the moment, obviously, since I filmed this video, this initial footage, COVID-19 has happened throughout the world, and now we are actually, especially here in Australia, being encouraged to only go to the shops when we absolutely need to. So we only go grocery shopping 1 time per week to avoid contact with people because we're both working from home at the moment. But the way I'm meal planning is pretty much exactly the same way I would do it whether I went to the shops during these circumstances with COVID-19, where we are working from home and eating all of our meals at home. I would meal plan exactly the same way if we were both going to work and bringing our lunch. And there is Freya to say hello because she obviously loves being in these videos. So we've got some salads, we've got tuna and veg, sorry it's a bit blurry, we've got chickpea and veg, we've got some soup, we've got omelette on the weekend. And this is the thing, we don't really overly plan. We kind of, omelette is pretty broad. So in an omelette, we would typically use up any leftovers that we had in the fridge that needed to be used up. And then my partner and I will usually just kind of chat in the background about what we feel like eating that week. We try to mix it up as much as possible. We do typically cook once or twice a week each for dinner, and we do tend to make extra. Now, we are the kind of people who are comfortable having a dish 2, maybe 3 days throughout the week. But if it's more than that and we've batch cooked more stuff than that, we will typically freeze it. And only because it makes the next week easier if you all of a sudden, have a night where your meal plan didn't happen, or someone actually didn't feel well or got stuck at work and couldn't actually do the cooking that they were meant to do. So we typically follow a meal plan sort of to about 90%, but of course with some flexibility to swap out the Wednesday night meal for the Tuesday night meal if we really don't feel like it. So again, feel free to freeze the screen or pause the screen if you want to look more closely. It is a bit blurry, but you've got roast leftovers, salmon, roast and veg, tacos, homemade pizza, etc. You might have noticed that there was also a little E for Emmy or P for Paul next to the different dinner dishes, just dividing up who is cooking on what night, and if we need to swap it up, we obviously do. And then I just take my grocery shopping list, write down all the things we need to get. We do keep a fairly basic pantry, and we do grocery shopping about once a week. So I just add all the ingredients, but obviously if we're doing this together, it's even quicker. And that's it. So here is what it usually looks like in the end, and then we just put this on the fridge to make it really easy to remember throughout the week who is doing what. So that's it. That's how we do meal planning. It's very, very simple. It doesn't have to be any harder than this. And all I would recommend you to do is to try it and keep tweaking it. It's not about getting it perfect the first time. It's about trying it out in a way that works for you and for your family, or for you and your partner. And even if you are single, I used to do this before my partner and I met 2 years ago, and it really saved me so much time and money in the time that I did it. So I can't recommend it highly enough. Let me know in the comments below if you do meal planning already, or if you're gonna start it as a result of this video. And if you have any questions around meal planning or anything more I can share on this topic, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll try and make a separate video about that as well. So all the best with your meal planning, and I look forward to see you in the next video.